I'm going to do the all about my piercings video. I'm going to start with my ears. This is how my right ear looks. And then this is my left. First off, I got my first holes when I was just a baby, so I don't remember those. But my mom said that I went and then that was it. Next, I got my double, and I was super afraid. I was probably in 4th or 5th grade, and I went with my friend, and I had my friend go first. She went, she got them, it was over like that. Me, on the other hand, it wasn't that simple. We went to Claire's, and I sat up in the chair and picked out my earrings. The forms were all signed and everything, and she went with the gun to pierce it. When she started counting down, I jumped out of the chair. That happened to me about 20 times because I was sitting in that chair for at least almost an hour. Then the piercer got the idea to get another worker where they had both guns at the same time so that if I do go through one, I won't have to do another. So they'd go 1, 2, 3 and then push it at the same time. Once they came like that, it took another 500 tries. At that point, they were very upset and stuff, and they wanted me to leave. But I couldn't leave without them, but I couldn't get it and stuff. And they were just convincing me. And then eventually, after the 3, 2, 1, I just didn't move, and I was so happy I got them, and it was painless. This isn't the order of all of my piercings, but I'm just gonna finish up my ears. Next, I got my cartilage up here pierced by one of my friends at the time. I got it pierced here, and I got it pierced on this ear, and let me tell you, do not pierce by yourself, pierce by a friend, pierce with a gun. Yeah, I had a lot of trouble with those piercings. So this one took a very long time to heal. It was very swollen. It was very hurt. But eventually it did heal. This ear, on the other hand, I got pierced about here. I could feel it still. I did not want to take it out. I literally did not want to take it out. My ear was huge. It was so swollen to the point where my ear ate the back of the earring. Like, the backing was not, like, you see the backings coming out of my earrings, like, it was not there. It was eaten by my ear. It was so swollen. It was so painful, but I would not take it out. I would not take it out. Then eventually, like, I had to take it out. Oh my gosh, that hurt so much. And then once it healed, I had to re-pierce it at the same exact place. And I went through an even worse experience where, like, my cartilage got even shattered by that. It's not big or, like, intense, but I don't know if you could see, you can see the bump where the piercing still was. It never went down, and this has been out for, like, maybe almost 2 years. And right here, it's like hard cartilage. Here, there's like no cartilage. It's like flappy. And then after that, hard cartilage. So like, it was just not a good experience. And I thought that it was at the time and stuff. Like, it was, and it was fine because like other piercings that she did on other people were successful. But it is not something you should do. Anyway, I'm a sissy for ear piercings. Like, I get them and stuff, but they are my most difficult ones to heal and my most painful ones compared to body. I wanted to get all of these pierced, but I knew that if I went and got one, it would be the most difficult process of my life. It would hurt so bad. And then after that, I'd have to go through it again and again and again and again. So I actually ended up going and getting all 6 of these at the same time. And the lady there was like, you won the record of the most piercings in one time and stuff. It was pretty cool. I really love her as my piercer. So these didn't hurt. Like, the initial piercing for me does not hurt on the ears. This one, when it was like, not, it was like, the needle in, the piercing in, you know, it was a pinch. It was like a, you know, it was like a 2 out of 10. And then came here, which was about the same, like 2 out of 10. And then as we got up, it was like 3 out of 10. And then as we got up, like 4 out of 10. And then we got up 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. So basically, it wasn't because, it wasn't the piercing part in general, going higher, that made it more painful. What actually it was there was so much stress on the ear that everyone just hurt so much more. It was just all red and irritated at that point, getting them all in a row. So that's why they hurt more and more, but they really did not hurt like at all. The healing time, on the other hand, was very difficult for me. And this is me giving you my opinion about my experiences where my body piercings were nothing to me. But I just have ears that are very sensitive and take a very long time to heal and like are very sensitive to the cold and stuff. So normally for other people, ear piercings are nothing. So it could be absolutely nothing for you. Anyway, the healing time for me hurt. I wasn't able to sleep on that side and all that stuff. If it would get hit, it would be like, ow, it would hurt so bad. It's been like about 8 months now that I have gotten all these 6 done. And I still have the barbells that I originally got pierced with in. They're pretty long. Because just to be safe, since my ears are so sensitive, I don't want to change them and ruin anything in the process. But I cannot wait to change them to like the diamond studs and have them all be there. I have 9 on this side, and I currently have 2 on this side. I know that next on this year I'm going to get my tragus, but I'm just waiting for this to fully heal and to have a little break from pain on this ear. This here, on the other hand, currently I only have the first hole and the second hole out, but basically this is my clean slate right now. So I have like all these on this side, but on this side this is my clean slate, and I'm looking for something super unique to do to the whole ear like I did here. I love piercings, and before I get anything on this side, I just want it laid out of what I'm going to do to my entire ear, and hopefully I could get it all done in one sitting too. So if you have any ideas, like pictures from Pinterest or Tumblr, or just ideas of yourself, let me know. Now, moving on, I have my tongue pierced. And this by far was my simplest piercing ever. It did not hurt at all. Like if I have to put it on the scale, it probably would be a 1 or 2 out of 10. There was no pain in the piercing. It was just a lot of pressure. It was different. It wasn't like you felt like a needle go through. It was just like a lot of pressure on it, but it was nothing. I was so scared for it. I went in being like, I'm either getting my tongue or my tragus. I want my tongue more, but it's definitely gonna be my tragus. I'm never gonna go through with the tongue piercing. But then when I went in, I was just like, I'm doing it. My pierce was absolutely awesome. It was a very smooth process, and it was done, and I was like, what? And then also, it was the quickest healing time for a piercing ever. I recommend, if you're scared of getting your tongue pierced, just do it for sure. It was nothing. And this is why I say people are so different, because the tongue is something that people really have pain for sometimes. For me, it was nothing when my ears like hurt. And for other people, ears are nothing. So it's all a personal experience. So don't be turned off from ears if it hurt me, or turned off for a tongue if it hurt someone else. It swelled up a lot, which made me not able to talk or eat. What ended up happening is if I talked in like a certain accent, I was able to talk like pain-free and make out the words, because I guess like the way I speak uses my tongue in certain ways, and then when I use like an accent that didn't move my tongue in certain ways, there was no pain. If I accidentally hit it or did something like that, it would hurt. But for me, the biggest part was I was just so hungry, because I eat so much, but with it, I was not able to eat. I could only, my best friends was mashed potatoes, fries, shakes, smoothies, soup, things like that. But then after like 4 days, it was done. The swelling went completely away. It was nothing. It was painless. It was awesome. So it was definitely my easiest piercing and the piercing where the pain went away and healed the quickest. And then last but not least, I have my belly button pierced, and I will insert a picture here. And now for this one, that whole fear when I got my seconds pierced with and then shots after that, things like that, I clearly didn't get over it. At the time when I wanted to get my belly button pierced. I wanted to get my belly button pierced forever, but I was just too afraid. It wasn't like, it's not like being afraid of the pain. It's kind of like the moment before it's happening. It's like you know it's gonna happen, and then it's like, oh, it's just too much. Anyway, I went to get my belly button pierced about like at least 7 times. And what I mean by that is I went in and then I chickened out and left. And some of the times included me filling out paperwork, having it all ready, about to get it done, and then me like running away. This was a while ago. My belly button was like a piercing before my tongue, before my like ears, all that. But what happened is they got, one of the times, like it was like literally my 7th time there, they filled out all the paperwork, it was paid for, all that kinds of stuff, and I chickened out and didn't do it. They got really like mad at me there for like wasting their time doing all that stuff, which, you know, that's completely understandable. So what actually happened is that I was young then, so my mom was taking me because I wasn't 18 yet. So they ended up like getting in a huge fight with my mom and all this huge scene, and they said like don't come here again and all this stuff. But this is a really reputable place, and this is a place I go to now for all my piercings. But anyways, when I wanted to try again, I was too embarrassed to go back there. So then eventually I got enough courage, and I'm like, I'm doing it today. But I didn't want to go back to that place. So I looked up piercers near me, piercing places near me, and there was this one that I didn't even know existed. And my town is like so small. It's so small that you know everything in this town. But it was actually in my town, and I was like, what? I didn't even know. So I go there, I go in, say I want it done and all that kinds of stuff. And then the piercer sat me down, and then she gave me like this container of belly button rings to choose from, and they were all different colors and stuff. So I wanted the pink one, but the container was just very dirty. It was very dirty. It had like dust and dirt and all that stuff in it. But I thought, okay, this is like the displays, and then she's gonna get a new clean one, all that stuff. She didn't. She just took it right out of that container and like cleaned it up a bit from there, but that just showed it was a little bit shady, all that kinds of stuff. But I was like, oh my gosh, I want this so bad, finally I'm gonna do it, let's just go through with it, all that kinds of stuff. So she marks it and stuff like that, and she was like rude. She was like kind of like yelling at me in like ways. It was just weird. But anyways, she clamped it, she pierced it, and it wasn't like a straight through experience. It was kind of like a which I know is not the way that like really reputable piercers do it. But anyway, it worked out so fine for me because it was not bad at all. It was probably like a 3.5 out of 10. And I'm like, it's done already? And then my boyfriend's like, yeah, it's done, good job, all that kind of stuff. And then I was just so happy with it. I was like really happy, and that just changed everything for me. That's when I was no longer afraid of like shots, getting blood tests, needles, and getting piercings. And so that was just a wonderful experience that just cleared that all up for me. But anyway, for my piercing to heal and turn out so great as it has been, I was definitely lucky. If you ever experience going to a piercing or tat shop that is like that is dirty and is just kind of like a little hole in the wall that nobody knows about, do not go there. Go to a very nice, credible place. I was a lucky one. And then like some time passed, years passed actually, and I go back to the really credible place, and like they're not mad for me running out all those times and stuff when I was younger. Anyway, overall, definitely do your research when piercing. When getting piercings, make sure the place is credible and clean and stuff. And if you are scared of a piercing, and that's holding you back for doing it, there's no, like, it's hard to just be like, just do it and stuff, because I've been there and I've wanted to just do it. I've sat there to just do it, but I couldn't. You kind of have to figure out a way yourself to kind of train your brain into it. Maybe that could be counting, maybe that could be talking to someone you're really comfortable with, maybe that could be reading or listening to music, or mine was just adrenaline, I guess, like waking up that day and saying I will do it, and it'll definitely be worth it. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any ideas for my ears, and that is all about my piercings. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Bye guys!